going to make a roux. This is the basis for a lot of Cajun cooking. You're going to use equal parts flour and oil. This is a cup of all-purpose flour and a cup of canola oil. You can use any type of vegetable oil. I like to use canola. And you definitely want to use all-purpose flour, not self-rising flour. We're going to cook it in a cast iron skillet. You want to, if you don't have cast iron, a really heavy pot or skillet is what you want, because this is going to generate a lot of heat. And you're going to be really careful, because once it starts cooking, if it splatters on you, it will make a 3rd-degree burn really quickly. So let's get started. You're going to pour your canola oil in your skillet. This is a cup of oil. Turn your fire on and get your oil really hot. And now we've got our oil really hot, and we're going to start adding our flour, and you're going to add it kind of slowly, and be careful that you don't burn yourself. And once you start stirring, you don't want to stop stirring, because your roux will burn. Okay, stir. Just kind of shake it in there as you stir. Yeah. You don't want your roux to burn. How do you tell if your roux is burning? You'll see black spots showing up in your flour, in your mixture, and that means it's burning. And you'll have to throw it out and start all over again. Okay, now turn your fire down to about medium. Okay. And you're going to stir and stir and stir and stir for a long time until the roux gets to the proper color. You say, what is the proper color? Well, it depends on what you're cooking. Some recipes call for a blonde roux, which is a light brown roux, almost the color that it is right now. Some recipes call for a light roux, which is almost a peanut color, a little darker brown than that, like the color of a peanut. And then some calls for a medium roux. You want it just a little bit darker. A dark roux, which today we're going to make a gumbo, so we want a really dark roux. And the darker your roux, the more flavor you're going to be getting out of your roux. And so at this point, you want your fire on medium, and you want to stir and stir and stir. Be very careful that you don't let it pop on you, because the grease and the flour get really hot. Okay, the roux's been cooking for a while. You see how it's kind of getting a little bit solid, a little bit thicker. That's exactly what you want to happen. This is kind of a light roux, or it would be like a peanut color roux. We want ours a lot darker, so we're going to keep cooking.
Whoa. 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 Hey, Goblin. You want some roux? Whoa.
Okay, see how dark it's getting? It's almost the color that we want it. One thing I need to tell you, when you get it to the color that you want it, and you turn your fire off, continue to stir for a while until it cools some, because it will keep on cooking, and I would hate for your roux to burn at the very end. So you want to make sure you keep stirring for a while until it cools some. Also, some recipes call for a hot roux, which is you would add your liquid to the hot roux. If you do that, you want to use If your roux is hot, you want to use cold liquid, either broth, stock, or water, whatever liquid you're using. And if your roux is cold, you want to add it to your hot water or your hot broth. So you have opposites. If your roux is hot, add cold liquid. If your roux is cold, you want to add it to hot liquid. Okay, so this is a dark roux. This is as dark as we want our roux today. We're going to make a gumbo. And so we're going to turn the fire off from under it, and we're going to keep stirring until it cools off a little bit, because we sure don't want it to burn. This roux, once you make it, you can store it in a tight container in your refrigerator for about a month. So if you want to make your roux ahead of time, you can perfectly do that, and it will keep in your refrigerator for about a month. And that's your roux.